Okay, here we go. Study guide for chapter 1. Let's look at problem number 1. It says an irrational number can always, sometimes, or never be expressed as a quotient of integers. An irrational number, can you write it as a fraction? No. So my first answer is C, never. Number 2 says graph this number on the number line. I'm quite sure that you're going to put that in your calculator. And it comes up to be 3.31. Which answer choice did you choose?
D.
D. The next one asks you to compare the fractions. You need to put them, I would change them to decimal form. -1/3 and -2/5. This is 0.33. Well, actually it's 0.3 repeating and it's negative. Don't need that. This one is -0.4. Which symbol?
1/3 is bigger.
-1/3 is bigger. That's the symbol that goes in there, so I need the B. Because they're negative, their greater than, less than relationship is the opposite of what it would be if you had the positive version of those numbers. The formula S equals square root of 30 FD relates the speed S in miles per hour a car was traveling to the length D in feet that the car skidded when the brakes were applied. F is the coefficient of friction, which varies depending on the road surface and the condition of the tires. Which set of numbers contains the value of S for F is equal to 0.8 and D is equal to 51? So you just plug this in. Square root of 30 times F, which is 0.8, times D, which is 51. You can put all of that in your calculator. What kind of numbers do we get? What would you consider those? Is it integers? Would this number qualify as an integer? No, so it's not A. Irrational numbers? Whole numbers? Integers? No, can't be that one because it's got integers in it again. Natural whole integer? No, can't be that one. So what kind of number does it have to be?
Irrational.
Irrational. Name the property illustrated below. Which property are they using there? Associative means that there's at least 3 items and they're associating these 2, and over here they're associating another 2. And that's not the situation here because I only have 2 items. Commutative means that I am moving their location and getting the same answer. This is commutative property of addition. Are we adding? No. Commutative property of multiplication is the one we need here. The next one, number 6, -6 plus 6 is 0. That's not the identity property. The identity property of multiplication, write this on your paper. It would be 6 times 1 equals 6. Identity means that you take a number and you multiply it by 1 and it retains its identity. The inverse property of multiplication, that is 6 times 1/6 and get 1 for an answer. That's not what we're using either. Associative property of addition, no, because I'm not associating anything. Inverse property of addition, that's the one right there. That one is D. Any questions so far? Number 7, solve the compound inequality and graph the solution set. So let's work this one. Now, are there any absolute values in this problem? No. So we don't have to flip it around and have 2. We just have to do what it says. It says 5x plus 10 is greater than or equal to 10. And 7x minus 7 is less than or equal to 14. And the word and is between them. Help me solve this one. Tell me what to do. Okay. 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 So here we go. We have 0, 1, 2, 3. Over there's -1, over there's 4. What kind of circle do you need on 0? Which numbers make it true? To the right. I'm going to shade right here. We're going to see what happens at 3 before I connect it. What kind of circle on 3? And shading to the... So this is my answer. If I were going to be in college algebra, I would say the numbers from 0 to 3. That would be my interval. We're not doing that this year, but I'm just showing it to you so you'll know. Which graph represents this? D. Okay. Number 8. This is a spinner used in a board game. What is the probability that the spinner will land on a multiple of 3 and 4? Okay. Which ones are multiples of 3 and 4? Is 24 a multiple of 3 and 4? Will 3 go into 24?
Yes.
Will 4 go into 24? Okay. 22, is it a multiple of 3 and 4? No. 54. It's not. What won't work on it? 4 won't work. 3 will work, but 4 won't. 36, is it a multiple of 3 and 4?
No. Yeah.
Yes, it is. 18, is it a multiple of 3 and 4? No, it's not divisible by 4. 10?
No.
12.
Yes.
Okay. 64 is divisible by 4. Is it divisible by 3? No. So how many numbers do I have
3.
out of
8.
8? So number 8, the answer is D. A bag contains 6 red marbles, 6 white marbles, and 4 blue marbles. Find the probability of choosing a red or a blue. How many marbles are in there altogether? I got 16. Is that what you got?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, red, there's 6. Blue, there's 4. So that gives me 10 out of 16. 5, 8. Which is C. Solve the inequality. Graph the solution set. Okay, so here we go. This is number 10. It says 4 times 3b minus 5 less than -31 plus 12b. Walk me through these steps. Tell me what to do. So I distributed, and I got 12b minus 20. Okay. Next, add 31. 12b, is it plus 11? It's less than 12b. Okay. Okay. So 11 is less than 0. Is that true or false? So which answer choice is it for number 10? If you get false, what do you pick? No solution. 11. 11 says -4k plus 5 is less than or equal to 21. So tell me what I need to do here. Subtract 5. So I get -4k is less than or equal to 16. What happens when you divide by a negative? Flip your sign. So 16 divided by -4 is -4. So on the number line, we have -4, -3, -5. What kind of circle do I put at -4? Closed. Which side makes it true? The right side. So what answer choice is that for number 11? 11's A. Number 12. 12 says absolute value of 3x plus 5 is equal to 1. So, the stuff under my thumb is equal to 1 or it's equal to negative 1. So 3x plus 5 is 1 or 3x plus 5 is negative 1. Solve. 3x is negative 4. X is negative 4/3. Solve over here. X is negative 2. Which answer choice is that? This is negative 1 1/3. This is negative 2. D. What's wrong with A? This is regular. This is positive 2. It should be negative 2. Okay, 13. Negative 5y minus 9 equals negative y minus 1. What do you do on number 13? Distribute that negative. So negative 5y minus 9 equals negative y plus 1. Add 9 to both sides. Negative 5y equals negative y plus 10. Negative 4y equals 10. Divide by negative 4. Negative 2.5, which is answer choice B. Okay, look at 14. What are you going to have to do on 14? You're going to have to set up two problems. 14 starts off saying the absolute value of 2x plus 3 is greater than or equal to 19. Now, when you set up these two problems, one of them is identical to the original. You just removed the absolute value bars. The other one, you change the direction and change the number to its opposite. Because over on the negative side, the greater than and less than relationship is backwards from where it is on the positive side. Then you solve. 2x is greater than or equal to 16. Divide by 2. X is greater than or equal to 8. Subtract 3. 2x is less than or equal to negative 22. Divide by 2. X is less than or equal to negative 11. So here I have a number line, and I have negative 11. And then somewhere here I have 0, and somewhere over here I have 8. What kind of circle do I need on 8? Closed circle. What kind of circle do I need on negative 11? Okay. Now, did that arrow originally point to the right? So what word do I put between them? Or. Okay. So which side of the 8 do I shade? X has to be greater than or equal to 8, so which side is that? Okay. Which side of negative 11? It says it has to be less than or equal to negative 11. So if I were doing college algebra, I would write negative infinity to negative 11 in union with 8 to infinity. But all I have to do on here is pick the right graph. So which graph is that? That is answer choice C. Number 15 says evaluate the expression. You just need to take that negative 2 and plug it in place of h. So it's 4 times 3 times negative 2 minus 6 over 1 plus negative 2. So this is 4 times negative 6 minus 6. I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom. That's negative 1. What's negative 6 minus 6? Negative 12 over negative 1. So then I have negative 48 over negative 1, which is 48. 16. Work each side, figure out which one's greater than or less than. On this side, you have 38. The absolute value of 38 is 38. On this side, you have negative 7. The absolute value of negative 7 is 7. So this is the direction that we put in there. Number 17, which is greater, put it in your calculator if you don't know. The square root of 3, the square root of 7, and the square root of 7 is greater. You know, you could put 16 in your calculator. You could go to absolute value bars and type in 18 plus 20. And you could go back and get your absolute value bars and type in negative 5 minus 2. And you could determine it that way. Do you know how to get absolute value bars on your calculator? How? Second zero. And there's another way, I think, under the math function. 18. This is 16, but the negative outside makes it be negative 16, and this is 5. So this is the direction. Opposite and reciprocal. What's the opposite of 500? What's the reciprocal? 1 over 500. Number 20. Evaluate the expression for the given variable. So this is 5 times negative 6 plus 5 times negative 5. You can type all that in your calculator. 5 times negative 6 plus 5 times negative 5 gives you negative 55. Okay, that wraps us up at number 20. So I'm going to stop for today.